Yeah, you say?
How you doing, mate? You all good?
Yeah, you're good, bro. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm all
Yes.
good, man. I'm all good. How's life in lockdown?
Yeah, it's boring, but I'm trying to do as best as I can, in the hard times, social distancing and whatnot. But it's still got to get the work in. Know what I mean?
Talk to me about that. Obviously, you've had, you know, you was obviously on the verge of going to the not going to the Olympic qualifiers. You was there, and then I think it was the day before. Obviously, everything got pulled for yourself and being able to box and qualify for what would have been this year. Just talk about the whole experience. What did you know of everything that was going on?
It was a bit of a madness when we got there. Obviously, we knew of the virus and that, but we thought, okay, if the tournament's going ahead, it's just going to be one of them things. We're here, and then a few days the boxing continued. They put the boxing behind closed doors, and we thought, all right, that's it now. No fans, just the boxers here. They're going to try and get out of the way. Then I was sharpening up on the pads because the next day I was fighting. The next thing you know, the porters fall over and said, listen, we had to pull the plug. And it was, why, what's happened? They said some of the governments from different countries, they're pulling them back because they're closing the borders. So you couldn't do nothing, then it was over our heads. It was a bit annoying because I was fighting the next day. I was ready to go get my Olympic spot. And I've been going to the Olympics this summer. But just one of those things. You just got to keep people safe and just get on to the next thing.
Before obviously everything got pulled, did you have any assurances or what discussions did you have with the GB committee and what have you about where you all stood prior to your own fights in the qualifiers?
It was one of those things where they kind of told us the procedures of what's happening and so on, but they never thought it would get to this point where everything would be locked down. We thought as soon as we get there, that's it. It's just going to be all go ahead, really, get the green line, just go. A few of the lads qualified and fought and so on. And there's other kids like me, Chev and Fraser Clark and people like that who didn't even get the chance to even get in there. So it was a bit of a weird one. You know what I mean? You've got some kids on the squad qualified and kids who haven't even fought yet. It's a weird one.
I mean, obviously, you just mentioned there, obviously, Gloria Foy, he qualified. And then you mentioned Fraser Clark, who he didn't even have the chance to. Fraser's missed out on the last couple of Olympics because of Joe Joyce and AJ. When you look at those guys who are a bit more experienced, been on there for a bit longer and, they're heading into their late 20s, what are your thoughts with regards to them?
Well, like you said, the phrase is his dream, obviously, is to go to the Olympics. He's been on the squad so long and just missed out just by the smallest margin. So I know for a fact he's got the ball in his court now, so it's up to him what he wants to do. But I think he's worked this hard and this long, he'll want to do it. Me, I'm only 22 at the moment, and I've worked this hard. I've got myself into the position of being number one in Europe, and that there's no point turning over here. I think it's the best. We're all on the squad to go to the Tokyo 2020 or 2021, whatever it's going to be called. We just got to get on with it now.
Obviously, questions are open as well, guys. If you got any questions for Ben, then fire them over. I've got one already, Ben. Obviously, with the Olympics being delayed, has it made you reconsider whether you want to turn over professional earlier than what you thought? Obviously, we're talking about putting them to next year now.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I wanted to just do the 4-year cycle and then turn over, but then things like Birmingham 2022 came up, so you never know. I could have stayed for that, but it is a bit of a nuisance. I just wanted to, be an Olympian, get that over with, and then the pro thing could come. But I know people would probably want to jump on me now because it's the perfect time, but I've worked that hard. It's only a few more months to me, really.
Somebody else has asked, how many shoes you got, Ben? We can see him a stack in the background.
Yeah, these are just the light shoes, you know what I mean? The other room's the madness. Yeah, man, it's just one of those things. It's a proper nuisance. The training camp was hard, man. We went to Kazakhstan. Had a multi-nation camp, had people coming over and sparring us. So we thought, all right, then we're in fight fit, we're ready to go. Everybody's fighting this, that. I'm like, all right, my dad's gonna come down and watch me, this, that. Yeah. Next thing it was cancelled. I was like, typical.
What would that have been like? Obviously, I know your parents wouldn't have had the chance to watch you because you travel all around the world, but you don't really get the chance to fight in the UK. How would that have meant to you for your dad to actually see you box live for GB?
That's it. My dad personally. He's proper proud of me and so on. So he never gets to watch me fight. I'm always in rushes and places like that where it's just pointless traveling. I had a proper firm coming down, my uncle, my cousins, my brother, everybody you can think of. And then when it got put behind closed doors, I said, oh my days, this kid I'm fighting tomorrow, I'm going to smoke him differently just for this. And then next thing you know, they've cancelled the whole thing. I thought, oh my days, this is ridiculous. But it's just one of those things.
Somebody else has asked, what can they do to improve their own power shots?
Power shots. Well, as of now, just try and do your own body weight stuff, a lot of press ups. If you've got a bag or anything, work on this foot placement of swinging them shots in.
How have you been keeping busy then, Ben? Like, with regards to your training, I can imagine you haven't really got, there's not really much you can do except for the odd little workout in your back garden. But what can you do? What have you been doing?
Come on, like some jail workouts, man. Know what I mean? But my brother, like, luckily enough, he only lives down the road. So when I can, I've been going to his house because he's got like a little home gym. He's got like a bag there, sled, ropes, everything you can think of. So yeah. I've been a bit fortunate there. But now we've gone into like serious lockdown and so on. I'm at my own house now. I've been doing just the typical stuff really: long distance runs, hill sprints when I can, weighted shadow boxing just to try and make my shoulders work, and then obviously the press ups, sit ups, and pull ups. You know what I mean? Just basic stuff, but if you do enough of them, enough reps, it can be a good workout. I
know as well, look, your brother's, is he in the Navy, is it?
Yeah, he's a Marine and then he boxed for the Navy team. So we've been going to the Wrekin, you know what I mean? Running up the mountains, running like a psychopath, you know what I mean? I was dying. But it's all good. It's all in the bank for when the boxing does commence.
What's that like though, to obviously have your brother back as well and helping you out, knowing that he's obviously travelling around, you know, serving the country and having him back, helping you out and being with the family?
It's good, man. It's good. Like, it's a bit of a weird one. I shouldn't really say this, but I kind of like the lockdown because I never get to see my family. Yeah. So to me, it's kind of like, it's just one of those things. I don't get to see my family, but I'm here now. I'm just chilling at home, playing my PlayStation, training when I want to train, eating what I want to eat with the people I love. So it's kind of good because I know when training picks up again, I wish I could have had a time like this. So to me, it's all right.
Let's talk about that, Ben. You just mentioned your PlayStation, man. I've seen your interview, I've seen your interview trying to give it the big one about what happened when me and you played FIFA. Look at you, you know you're getting embarrassed now because you know.
You beat me.
But not only did I beat you, I'll give you more than just the smoke.
Hey, know what happened? I just went through my Snapchat as well yesterday, I think it was. If you look at the memories, it was 2 years or something ago today as well. It happened. I was like, oh,
not in one, bro.
No, it's just one of those things. I'm not a footballer myself.
Another question that's just come in. Obviously, you know, everyone knows well. Obviously, you're training up at GB in Sheffield at the English Institute. What's it like having the likes of, you know, the Bawatsis, the Akolis, the AJs all coming through? What's it been like working with them?
Yeah, it's good. Like, I remember my first ever GB camp. Usually you go up there and you get greeted by the coaches, and then you get like your bags and your boots, and then they say, all right, then come down 5 o'clock for like a warming in session. I got there with a bald head and I was skinny 75 kilo. And I went, we don't have no sparring partners. Whittaker, can you come over here? And I went, yeah, what's up? They went, do you mind sparring Bawatsi? I was like, truthfully, I didn't really follow the like Great British boxing team. I didn't really know who he was that much. And I said, can you spar him? I said, yeah, man, no worries. I said, can I go back up to the flat and get my boxing boots? So I went, oh, no, he needs to shoot off. And I said, do you mind jumping in now? I had running shoes on, these Batty Rider shorts, this tight top. Just got in there, sparred with him. He liked me ever since then. And ever since then, we was working towards the Olympics for him then. So it was good to see. And then you've got the Akolis and so on like that. And then you see they've come from where I'm coming from now. And look what they're doing in the pro game. So it's kind of good to see that they're on the same path as me. Even the Anthony Joshua's, he came through the same sisters as me, done his years there, and he's obviously doing well.
Obviously, you mentioned AJ there. What a lot of people won't know, obviously I know because I know you personally, is your godfather Joby. You know, he's worked with you since you was a kid, and obviously you used to do your salsa dancing. Was it salsa dancing?
I used to do like break dancing, ballroom, everything you can think of.
Ballroom. Obviously, you know,
grips and everything.
You used to do your dancing when you was growing up, which for who's watching now who don't know much about you, your footwork is one of the best things about you. Your footwork is sensational. And I remember, your godfather Joby's joined up with the AJ team for that Ruiz rematch out in Saudi Arabia in December last year. How did that all come about? How did your AJ come to you? How did it all kind of come to fruition?
Well, like I be on the Team GB squad, and like you said, my style's completely different to anybody. There's a lot of come forward fighters, a lot of upright boxers, back foot boxers, but especially in amateur boxing, it's kind of looked down upon really because I'm flashy, I showboat, I do stuff like that, and when I spar, I can't help but do that. Do you know what I mean? So I remember Joshua watched one of my spars. Then he pulled me off and goes, "Yo, your footwork's nice." I said, "Come on now, man. I ain't got no lead in my feet." You know what I mean? And then we was laughing back and forth. And he goes, "Where you from?" I said, "Wolverhampton." Then he followed me on Instagram. And yo, ever since then, he followed me on Instagram. And he must have been going through my videos I was posting and so on. And he pulled me across when he seen me the next time in the gym and said, I like your coach, man. Is he from your way as well? I said, yeah, so on. Then them two must have messaged each other. We was always talking about what sessions does Joby do when you go home? I said, Joby doesn't really just like kill me on the pads. We always work on things, and he kind of liked that. And obviously with the Ruiz loss, he thought, why not try it now? No, I mean, it's the perfect time to try it.
Yeah.
Messaged Joby on Instagram, brought him down to Finchley. They did a little session just to see if they would work together because Instagram and real life is completely different. You know what I mean? And then apparently they loved it. They was going on for like 2-3 hours. Brought each other back week and week in. And now he's part of the full team now, so it's worked out perfect for him.
Well, a couple more things on that, which I'll touch on in a bit, but we've got a couple more questions in here.
Yeah.
What's the main thing that you feel you've improved on yourself during your time with GB?
For me, it was... Everybody used to tell me how good I was, but I didn't know how good I was. And when I first got into the squad, they kind of threw me into these hard tournaments and kind of like... There was a lot of weight on my shoulders because they knew I was a good kid, but I was only 18 fighting 26-year-olds, 30-year-olds, and it was a lot to handle. After that, I've kind of knew how to control things. That's the main thing. I used to box, I used to just run everywhere, get points taken off a holding and put my head down. But if you're watching me now, I'm a lot more comfortable and confident in my ability, and I control the fights how I want to control them.
And then, other than yourself, who would you say is the one to watch from the current Team GB team?
You obviously got Pat McCormack, Peter McGrail, and my boy Solomon Dacre's a super heavyweight from Birmingham. You know what I mean? Obviously, being money. You know what I mean?
That's obviously something as well. You got the Commonwealth Games, which are due to be held in Birmingham in 2022. Was that something that you did consider staying on for? Because I know when we spoke, you said after the Olympics you wanted to turn pro. Was there any temptation to fight in Birmingham at the Commonwealth Games? Obviously, only down the road from Wolverhampton.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. It was like it was one of those things. To me, the Olympics is the pinnacle of amateur boxing, and when you go there, and if you do well, what's the need to go to anywhere else? Because you could go to the Olympics, get a medal, go to the Commonwealth, and something silly happens, and then you go from there to there. But to be on my doorstep with that type of atmosphere would be great. You know what I mean? Not all the armchair boxing fans would know you. People who just see you around would know you. So it's kind of it's a good thing. And now that the Olympics has been pushed back to 2021, it's kind of in the back of my head now. It's kind of, I can see it's worthwhile, but you never know what can happen. I'm just going to take each day as it comes. You know what I mean? Yeah, granted for it now.
When the discussions begin with the promoters, the managers, and what have you, potential future trainers, when do they all begin from now until when you do turn over? When will you start to? Have you already had some discussions with people?
Yeah, I think it does start now. No, I mean, you've got to get it all in place now because you need to know what everyone's thinking, what their mind's at, where my mind's at, and what do I want from them and what do they want from me. You know what I mean? Because if you kind of just do it at the last minute, you've not got your options open now. I'd rather talk to everybody, see what type of deals they are offering and so on. But not only that, if they're offering good deals now, imagine when I get a gold medal or something from the Olympics, it can double or triple then, know what I mean? So that's what I want to do.
Obviously, we mentioned AJ earlier on. he's got his own management stable. Obviously, Josh Buatsi, Lawrence Okoli underneath that, as well as Solomon Sissoko. Any interest there from AJ to take you on as well?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, oh yeah, it froze a little bit there. Yeah, man, definitely. There's a lot of people. Obviously, AJ being close to home down at GB, not only being close to home, but it's my godfather now. So it is kind of one of those things. But I'd never just jump on it because it's AJ or because it's Joe. But I do what's right for me. You never know, that could not be right for me, or it could be perfect for me. I never know, but I won't know till I get there and sit down and talk to them, and that's what I need to do.
You still got AJ sorting you out some ringside tickets for his fight, too?
Hey, you know how it goes.
Another question just come in. Ben, how good is Julio La Cruz, and how well do you think he would do if he turned professional?
Yeah, he's a class boxer. I remember, what was it, the 2011 World Championship. My dad used to make me sit down and watch him and Lomachenko and so on. And I thought, this is boring, man. Nobody wants to watch this point scoring, tippy-tappy rubbish. I hated it. I'd rather go upstairs, play my PlayStation, stuff like that. But then when I started getting into the sport and knowing about the sport, if you can see my style, I kind of modeled myself off him. I think he's a great boxer. If you watch him, the kid I fought, the Ukraine kid, is a beast. But look how La Cruz dealt with him and handled him. He played with him. But he obviously is a bit suspect on the chin. I've seen him knocked out a few times and wobbled a few times. And imagine those in little gloves. It could be a completely different story, but you never know till you try.